everyone, and welcome. So today we are going to do something fun. We're going to decode the world of reasoning. I know it's a super important topic for a lot of competitive exams, so let's just jump right in. You know that feeling, right? Sometimes you look at a reasoning question and it just feels like you're staring at some kind of secret code. Every single question looks like a brand new puzzle you have to solve from scratch. But listen, trust me on this. Every code has a key. So don't you worry. In the next few minutes, we're going to find the master key to 3 of the most common types of reasoning problems together. And you'll see just how simple these questions can be once you know the right way to look at them. You ready? Let's do this. All right, first up, we have number series. Now, I want you to think of this more like a game, a puzzle, where our only job is to find the hidden pattern. And this is one of the most common questions you'll see in your exams. Okay, so take a good look at the screen. We've got this series 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, and a question mark. Just take a second. What do you think is going on here? Do you see any kind of connection between these numbers? Let's break this down, and you'll see the pattern is actually surprisingly simple. Look at the difference between 1 and 2. It's +1. Between 2 and 4, it's +2. Between 4 and 7, it's +3. And from 7 to 11, it's +4. Are you seeing it? The difference just keeps increasing by 1 each time. So what's the next logical difference going to be? Yep, exactly. It has to be +5. And that leads us right to our answer. All we have to do is add 5 to 11 and we get 16. So here's the golden rule you have to remember. Whenever you see a number series, your first move should always be to find the difference or the relationship between the numbers that are next to each other. That's your key. Okay, let's switch gears and move on from numbers to our next section where logic meets words. These questions are really cool because they test not just your pattern spotting skills, but a bit of your vocabulary too. So take a look at this. We're given these jumbled letters, S-I-L-E-N-T. Now, a lot of times our first instinct is to panic and start thinking of totally new words. But the real magic here is that all the ingredients, all the letters you need for the answer are right there in front of you. You just have to shuffle them into the right order. And here we go. If we just rearrange the letters of silent, we get the word listen. How cool is that? It's the exact same letters, but they form a word with a totally different meaning. So here's your exam tip. When you get a question like this, don't try to invent new letters. Just play around with rearranging the ones you've been given. Okay, now we're diving into one of the most interesting and, sometimes one of the most confusing parts of reasoning, syllogisms. These are the ones with statements and conclusions. The language can seem a little weird, but I promise you, the logic behind them is based on really simple rules. All right, let's analyze this one together. We've got 2 statements, 2 rules to follow. First, all geysers are fans. So you can imagine a big circle for fans, and inside that, a smaller circle for geysers. The second rule is, no fan is a bulb. This means the fan circle and the bulb circle are totally separate. They never ever touch. So based on just these 2 rules, can we figure out the definite relationship between a geyser and a bulb? Think about it for a second. If the geyser is living inside the fan's house, and the fan is never allowed to visit the bulb's house, can the geyser ever meet the bulb? Absolutely not. There's just no way. And that right there is our first conclusion. No geyser is a bulb. And that is 100% correct. The easiest way to picture this is with boxes. Imagine a geyser box is sitting inside a bigger fan box, and there's a solid wall separating the fan box from the bulb box. Well, the little geyser box is trapped. It can never cross that wall to get to the bulb box. Okay, so now let's check out that second conclusion. Some fans are geysers. Is this true? Yes, it absolutely is. Think of it like this. If I tell you that all apples are fruits, doesn't that also mean that some fruits must be apples? Of course it does. The exact same logic applies here. If all geysers are fans, then some part of that fan category has to be made up of geysers. So this conclusion is also correct. Simple. So as you can see, all these different reasoning problems can be cracked with just a simple, systematic approach. You already have this power of logic inside you. It's just about recognizing it and knowing when and where to apply it. So let's do a super quick recap of the key takeaways for your exams. 1. For number series, always look for the difference or pattern. 2. For word puzzles, don't overthink it. Just try rearranging the letters you have. And 3. For statements, make it visual. draw circles, or imagine boxes to see the relationships clearly. These 3 rules will help you so much. And now, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. These patterns we've talked about today, in numbers, in words, and in logic, now that you're aware of them and you know how to spot them, where else are you going to start seeing them in your daily life? Maybe in the flow of traffic, in your favorite music, or even in how people behave. Just something to think about.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना। सारे PDFs के लिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन करें, लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। कीप वॉचिंग एंड स्टे